Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Chacha. Nice meeting all of you again. Welcome to Sidec e-commerce class live streaming. For those that are joining us right now, I saw some comments. Hi, Shalila. Interesting name. Hi, Romax. And for those that here with us, you can also comment in the comment box. So we know that you are here. Yeah. Hi, Kaishen. Yes. Who else? Who else? Yeah. Wait for your comment over here. Yeah. Today is the last module of our 3 months long e-commerce live streaming class from Sidec. Yeah, thank you for joining us today. And for those that maybe just first time here, although it's the last session, my name is Chacha and I'm actually from DMC, Digital Marketing Consultancy, but partnering with Sidec, I will be your host for today's session. Hello, we have more comments. Hi, Color. Nice to see you again. Hi, Ziqing. Hello, Zevin. Hi, Huffy. Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. And we see more of you joining us, Jackson and all. Since today is going to be the last session, so do help us to share out with more of your friends and family. Share this live right now out on your social media, so you invite more people to grab the knowledge of today. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about content marketing. So on behalf of Sidec, which is Selangor Information Technology and Digital Economy Corporation, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are here with us today. Jackie, Jackson, yeah, so good afternoon. So we're very, very happy for you to be with us here today. And as mentioned, we technically already have like 14 sessions previously that you all see on the screen here. So we have completed since July on introduction of e-commerce and then move on to e-commerce process. And we are right now under the digital marketing part for e-commerce class live streaming from Sidec. And today the topic is going to be on content marketing. So for Sidec itself, for your information, this is with the team of Elevate Your E-commerce Knowledge, and it's a free e-commerce class live streaming. And this is brought to you by Selangor State Government together with Sidec. For those that joined us before, you might know that at first, right now, then we will invite Sidec personnel to share some of the Sidec information, right? But today, let's switch the process a little bit. Sidec PIC will join us to do a closing remark at the end of today's session. So there will be some more information to share. So do share, stay with us until the end of the session. Yeah. So over here, total of 15 topics today until content marketing. So what is it about content marketing? For our topic today, we're going to talk about content marketing. Yeah, commonly, this is a type of marketing skills or tools that involves of creation of sharing of like information, online materials such as videos, blogs, social media posts, pictures. Yeah, so you can do audio as well. So this does not explicitly promote like a brand, but it's also needed to like stimulate interest in its products and services. Content marketing is getting more and more attention because of all the social media platforms nowadays, and current audiences as you and me also, yeah, so might be aware that even on social media platforms, we get to see more quality contents that will create the awareness and the interest of the audience. So to get them to get excited and then connect with you to lead up to sales process as well. So this is what we're going to talk about today. And we have invited 3 of the industry speakers to join us today. So to share some interesting facts about content marketing. I'll right now invite 3 of our speakers of today to be on the screen. Okay, hi. So to say a simple hi to the audience. So first up, we have Shazreeq from Salam Web Technology Malaysia. Hi, Shazreeq.
Hello, Dr. Goy. Hello, everyone.
Hi. So, Shazreeq will be our first speaker of today. Then follow up, we have Mr. Ken Neoh from Infinite Loop Media. Hi, Mr. Ken.
Hi, Chacha. Thank you so much for this introduction. And hi, everyone. Hope that, we can have a good sessions that can enrich all of us together, yeah?
Sure, we are very looking forward for today's session. And last but not least, we have Syireen, from Peaches and Pen.
Hi, hello everybody. Hi. Thank you, Chacha and Sidec, for having me today. And I am with Neoh. Let's really enjoy the session today and make it more valuable for everybody.
Of
Looking
course,
forward.
yeah. Looking forward. I'm sure all the audience also get ready. We have 80 of you right here. Yeah. So for those that just joined us, these will be our speakers of today. So do help us to share the live out. Yeah. So right now I'll have Mr. Ken and Syireen to take some rest first. So before we pass on the session to you later on. Yeah. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay. So I will have Shazreeq over here with me. So before I pass on the session to you, I'll do a quick background introduction of Shazreeq here to all the audience. Yeah. So Shazreeq is actually from Salam Web Technology, Malaysia. So they are Berhad. Yeah, short introduction. He was formerly educated in PR, public relations, with experience from digital marketing, content production, content development, social media tools, e-commerce, search engine optimization, category management. So all these are some of the knowledge that we all also get from like the previous session. He is very keen interest in digital business, so like corporate and internet communications, employee engagement as well. So he's a multitasker himself, resourceful, self-motivated, and an enthusiastic team player, along with like his interpersonal skills, constantly seek to improve himself, as well as right here today, he's going to use his experience to share with us in terms of content marketing. All right, now pass the time over to you, and Shazreeq. The time is all yours. You can take over the screen.
Sure.
Oh, we have more people joining us. Hi, Charlotte. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sidec. Hello, Dr. Chacha. Thank you for the very nice introduction. And hello to the other presenters as well. Thank you for joining this last module. So my name is, again, Shazreeq Alhadi. I'm currently doing digital marketing for a web browser called Salam Web, a Sharia compliant browser. So yeah, I had experience in working with e-commerce companies as well, such as iPrice, Lazada, and also used to do content writing for Astro. I'm also currently one of the expert panels for NOS Digital Marketing, and also industry advisor for Faculty of Communication and Media at Sunway College. So what I'll be sharing for today is basically about content marketing. So I will just walk through my experience practicing those key topics or key aspects written there. Number one is Content Marketing 101. The next one is Fundamental of Content Marketing, Content Marketing Strategy, Content Marketing Best Practices, Content Marketing Challenges, and 2022 Trends Prediction. So, okay, what is it all about? Content marketing is a type of marketing that involves the creation and sharing of online materials such as videos, blogs, email newsletters, photography, webinars that does not necessarily promote a brand, but it is intended to somehow stimulate interest in its products or services. So before I start the sharing, there are so many fundamentals or practices out there, but no one can ever say which one is the best. Because why? It might be working for some, but not for you. So what you need to do is you need to understand and try to consider which one. Then you need to fully trust the process and also keep on track which process is successful to you and which processes are not. So these are the fundamentals that are used currently at Salam Web. So number one is write down a strategy annually, update it quarterly. The second one is organize content campaign in an editorial calendar. Next is identify key content distribution channels. And then the last one is identify key performance metrics to track for each of those channels. So why annual strategy? The question is why? Okay, this is to ensure that we have a clear picture of the idea and project. For example, at Salam Web, we created a project timeline. So we are using the timeline to make sure that the distribution of the content is following the correct flow. This is also for the preparation of collaterals, including workforce, manpower, and budget. Next one, we need to update it quarterly because we need to understand that sometimes things are not going the way as what we have expected earlier. So we need to take time to readjust the project timeline, discuss on what worked well and what did not work well. Did we miss something important? Is there anything that we need to add for the remaining year? All things like that we need to consider. That's why we need to have a review quarterly. Okay, organize content campaigns in an editorial calendar. Okay, calendars are the answer to obtaining an organized content strategy. They are not only a planning tool, but also provide the ability to visualize your content strategy over time across platforms. These calendars should also be used like regular calendars. Content calendars need to include key business dates such as holidays, events, launches. The structure that content calendars provide is also means of tracking. For example, you will notice a pattern. Does content that goes live on Monday do better than any other day? Does this event did well versus another event? So all these questions will get the pattern by following the calendar of the content. This will help you fine tune your strategy by determining optimal post times. Next, identify key content distribution channels. Okay, this is very simple. You can identify the type of content and information that you want to distribute. For example, for my team at Salam Web, postings regarding prayers, festivals, articles, sharing will always be on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So regarding web browsing announcement, for example, an app update, it will be on YouTube. And any announcement on collaboration, partnership will be on LinkedIn. So this is where you need to think through about the process. You can distribute the same type of content for all platforms, but you won't be fully reaching the right target audience. Identify the key metrics to track for each of those channels. Okay, this is very subjective. What you need to do is basically you need to set your goal to determine whether you are successful or not. For example, at Salam Web, we are focusing on building the community first. Number of download comes second. So the goal has always been the engagement. So our presence is the most important thing, but still, all this will lead to the number of downloads and number of active users of our product. Okay, next I will share with you the strategy that we are practicing here in Salam Web. So number one is define what content marketing means for your organization. The second one is determine your content pillars and types. The next one, create your buyer personas. Next, develop a voice and tone and develop your SEO strategy. Okay, for this one, define what content marketing means for your organization. This comes down to what you want to achieve again. So you need to define this first. Okay, whether you want to generate more qualified leads, you want to rank better on Google, you want to build a community, you want to make your presence bigger, like what Salam Web is currently doing. So you need to define yourself. You need to define yourself. It all depends on your business goals. Okay, second one, determine your content pillars and types. So content pillars are the main category from which all ideas originate to keep your content creators focused. The DNA of the content is aligned. So this is to ensure that you don't go overboard actually. You need to stick with the types of pillars that you have chosen earlier because you need to have that identity. You need to be very, very unique. Create your buyer personas. So okay, we need to know our target market really well to define their pain points, assumptions, motivations. This goes beyond demographic titles. Okay, this is really, really important. This is where you learn who is your target market and what do they really want of your product. And this is also easier for you to determine type of content and which platform you need to focus on. Okay, develop voice and tone. So this is basically you need to develop your DNA. You need to develop your identity. By this way, you'll be very consistent in delivering your content. For example, in at Salam Web, we are Sharia compliant browser, so we keep our tone very at a very minimal level. So we only post something regarding humanity and doing good things. And the last one, it is important for you to develop your SEO strategy because organic search is a massive part of most businesses' website performance and a critical component of the buyer funnel, and ultimately getting user to complete a conversion or engagement. So this is very important because organic search is the most often the primary source of website traffic. It builds trust and credibility, and also you can understand, you know, the environment of the web. So these are the best practices that we are practicing now. So the first one, you need to be everywhere. So meaning you need to be everywhere is, you know, to make your presence noticeable. So for example, during the last MCO, for example, if you're doing an aircon servicing company, so you can't do business during the last MCO. What can you do? So you need to make sure that people know you still exist. You can update on social media by producing content such as, you know, how to clean your aircon at home, how to make your aircon cooler, stuff like that. Because why you need to keep uh, to keep people. You need to always make sure that people still know that you are still exist in the industry. Going live. Okay, occasionally you need to go live to interact to your target audience. Like us in Salam Web, we did a live QA session during Ramadan because Ramadan, you know, is where the holy month that where we are fasting, and also we are racing on doing good things. So in that live session, um, we give the opportunity for our users to interact with us. So it's a good thing to do for your reputation. This is also to make your name bigger in the industry as well. The third one is know your audience. Know what they want and what they need. So what you need to do is you need to deep dive on doing research and try to understand the pattern of the engagement that your users and you is doing. So the last one is encourage collaboration. So at Salam Web, we did so many collaboration with the company who are at the same direction with us. For example, we did a lot of collaboration with charity bodies. We did a lot of collaboration with donation parties. So because why this is a good opportunity for you to explore, you know, bigger opportunity in the future. Okay, content marketing challenges and how to overcome it. So there are 4 challenges here. First is ideation. Second one is creating multiple content types, sticking to a schedule, dealing with competition. Okay, so the easiest way to come up with ideas is by, you know, studying your audience on social media, or by asking them what people what people really want. So you need to have some sort of like a Q&A session, or interaction on interaction on daily basis on the social media platforms to make sure that you understand what your users really want in order for you to get the idea on you know um, how to produce a content that be meaningful to your users, and then creating multiple content types. So you need to get creative on your own, and that's where a style guide comes in. Okay, come up with a style that for your content that's not too restrictive, and it is based around the objective of the campaign. The second one, the best way for you to create content in multiple formats. Okay, what you can do is you can always repurposing the same thing for each format. So easier, meaning you can recycle the content. For example, if you have a video on a tutorial of something, you can use that assets to create an infographic. You can also create content that invites repetition as well. Not a problem to recycle, no problem at all, as long as it is better, interesting, and attractive. The third problem is challenges is sticking to a schedule. So um, for you to stick to the schedule, you need to be creative in doing your work. Don't let yourself burn out and out of idea that would cause you for missing out the dates. You need to learn to love what you are doing. The last one, dealing with competition. Um, don't bother about the competition. What you need to do is you need to focus on your audience. Uh, Treat your audience like your good friends, listening to them and asking for feedback. Learn insights from them directly on what your competition isn't doing right. Okay, these are the expected trends for 2022. So you can see the prediction, the rise of AI in digital marketing, chatbots and voice assistants, the transition to mobile first marketing, multi-channel marketing for connected digital experience, digital tasks, and marketing automation. So these are all what to be expected next year. Some of them has already at the high gear. For example, the transition to mobile first marketing, multi-channel marketing, AI as well. So these are all that we need to anticipate next year. That's all from me. Thank you. I'll pass back to Dr. Chacha.
Hi, thank you so much for sharing. So for some of the information and Jack Shazreeq. So as for all the audience here, so our speakers will stay until the end for Q&A. So you grab some of the knowledge first. So if you have any questions, you can put in the comments. Yeah, for those that first join us. Yeah, so we'll have Q&A sessions at the end. So all the speakers will stay with us. So you can pose your questions later on as well. So do not worry about that. For now, thank you so much, Jack Shazreeq. So I have you take some rest first. I will invite the next speaker right now. Yeah. So then we'll re-invite you later on for the Q&A as well. Okay. So right here, over here, we have our next speaker of the day. Yeah. We have Mr. Ken Neoh. Okay. Hi, Mr. Ken.
Hi, Chacha. Good afternoon to you once again.
Good afternoon. Yes, again. So I'll do a quick background introduction of Mr. Ken here with us. Yeah. So Mr. Ken Neoh is the founder and CBO of Infinite Loop Media. So he was the operation program manager for one of the largest technology company in the world, Foxconn. Yeah. So it's a very well known for those audience that who didn't know. Is for Apple iPhone, Apple products. So he was also engineering manager specializing in new product development. He was a member and leadership in one of the Business Network International Association. And also, like, something worth mentioning, Infinite Loop Media is a multi-award winning company that have won like 2020 Top Asian finalists in terms of like microfilm awards, Asian Content Business Summit. So a lot of awards have been won since 2016 until like the late years of like 2020. So it's very, very awesome to invite Mr. Ken to share with us more about like content. Yeah, so we don't want to like take on too much of the time. I'll right now pass the session over to you. Okay, take over the screen and share with the audience.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Chacha. Thank you for this. Yeah. All right. So now, thank you for a wonderful introduction as well. And I hope, all of you actually going to have a good moment together with us here. So right now I'm sharing my screen and let me see if I'm able to. Okay, great. Can you all see my screen right now? All right. So, okay. So if you are able to see my screen right now, I hope you can actually type 1 over here on the chat box. Yeah. So now the topic for today will be like how to create a compelling video that engage your audience. So if you're here for other topic like, how to get rich quick or how to like bring your business skyrocket to the next level, I'm so sorry to disappoint you because this topic is all about real work. It's all about real energy needed to put in so that we can see great results. All right. Now, thank you so much for those that's responding. Yeah, I just want to make sure that, we are always sharing the right thing, the right screen, and you're able to see good information. All right. Okay. Now, the next part is that I want to see if you're here for the right purpose. Now, how many of you would like more people to know and be aware of you and your solution? If you do, please type 1. All right. Now, if my second question is that, how many of you actually want more people to be interested in you or your solutions? If yes, again, please type 1. Now, the last question is, how many of you want more people to have confidence in you and your solutions, which is your product and your service? If yes, again, please type 1. Wow, I'm so thankful to all of you that, you're giving a very wonderful response, very prompt response. Great. So that totally align, of why we are having this session today. In fact, I can see all of you are typing 1. All right, great. So now, a little bit brief about me is that why would I be qualified to share with you on this topic? In fact, this topic today, right, you are unable to find it from any books or any like internet blogs or things like that, because what? All these are accumulated through real life experience. Just now, Chacha has introduced that I'm the managing director of this company, Infinite Loop Media. We are a multi-award winning company. And in fact, we have been serving more than 300 corporate clients, SMEs, and also including government departments as well. So with my extensive background of traveling around the world, right, and whereby I get to see a lot of videos in my day-to-day work, I have mastered, the right formula and the techniques, right, in terms of how can you create a compelling video. And we have applied it across all the productions that I've done. And today I'm here to share it out with all of you. All right. There's no holding back. So I hope you're really, get your pen and paper ready, right? Be able to jot down as much as possible. So if you want to do some screenshots, feel free to do so as well. So if let's say you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop a message in the chat box. I'll be able to respond to you subsequently. Yeah. All right. Okay, great. Now, first of all, let's see. I want to validate with all of you. Would you all agree with me that Steve Jobs, right, is actually one of the greatest marketer of all the time? I mean, no deny about it, right? Since although he has like demised, passed away for so long, but until today, no one can actually truly, right, take over or replace the kind of sentiment, the kind of marketing techniques he has been applied across through his company and the product. And according to Steve Jobs, right, marketing is all about values, right? This is something fundamental that we really need to understand very, very well before we are able to move on to the next point, okay? All right, if you agree, just type 1, all right? So, okay. Now, I also understand that most of us here today, I think we are seeing more than 200 plus participants, I'm so very sure that most of you are intelligent enough, knowledgeable enough to know most of these techniques that I'm going to share with you today. However, in certain times, right, sometimes if you want to learn something and grasp it very, very well, there's this fundamental principle that we need to know, which is all about whatever that you have learned, you unlearn it and relearn again. And this is what we're going to do together, right? In this short journey, all right? Okay, now, first thing first, why video, yeah? I think a lot of people ask, right? Why can't it be another medium, right? There's so many powerful medium out there, but you also need to know, right? In certain time, we have to ride along the wave of trends sometime, in order to leverage the power of the trend itself. And I think no deny that all of us understand, right? Wherever you go right now, be it online or offline, video would be one of the main medium, right? That to communicate and to convey message. And today, we'll be looking at this from a logical perspective, yeah? There's a report conducted by this business intelligence group, that in the year of 2019, that the global mobile data traffic is going to increase tremendously and it's going to go exponential. And take note of one thing. This study was done before the onset of the pandemic, of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm sure, by now, after we have gone through about past 18 months of this entire pandemic, right, we truly understand that we have been so immersed in the entire video ecosystem right now, be it, for work purpose or be it for entertainment purpose, right? We are so immersed into it. So I can guarantee you, as at now, right, the exponential graph, right, is even going more steeper, straight up, right? So, and of course, we also understand that there's this onboarding of a 5G technology coming soon, which will give us larger bandwidth. So what does that mean? Video will be even a more commonly utilized tool subsequently. So take note of this. Once you have this kind of powerful medium, and it's going to come in a big wave, right? Be ready to leverage on it, right? Leverage is the key, yeah? Utilize the power that is going to bring for you and your business, okay? So today, we are going to deep dive a little bit about how do you hook your audience about this. It's very important because nowadays, right, we are talking about eyeball economy. Eyeball economy means what? It's all about how you are able to grab the attention of your targeted prospect and be able to convey the message in such a way that they turn into your client. And it's all about paying client, yeah? Okay, now, the fundamental concept of all, when you want to do video, right, you have to take note of this. It's all about be interested. I think it may sound strange to some of you. All the while, be it at school, right, or be it at work, or be it in our business, right, we have been always taught, to be interesting. To be interesting means what, to be truly understand our strength, right, our uniqueness, and be able to convey it very, very well, okay? However, I want to tell you one thing as well, after we have gone throughout entire digital era, we also understand that everyone has been utilizing the same thing, that is trying to be interesting. And what does that mean when you do the same as well? You'll be just like the same as the rest also, So in the eye of your audience, in the eye of your targeted prospect, right, they'll find that, oh, you're just another service provider. Oh, you're just another product owner. That's it. Or product brand name. That's it, right? So in the modern day context, right, especially in this noisy era, in order to be outstanding, right, you need to be interested. And in this context, we are talking about be interested with your targeted audience. Right? You must be able to understand, what they mean. So up to this moment, right, how many of you are able to follow me up to now? If you're able to follow up to now and this, makes sense to you, please type yes. All right? We want to make sure that we are all aligned before we can move on to the deeper topic. Okay? All right. I'm seeing responses right now. Thank you. Okay, good. Now, what is the objectives of the video? This is very important, yeah. When we want to do video, right, I've always been bombarded with these kind of questions, by client. Hey, can we do video, right? Can we do this and that? But my questions to them will be always like, now, have you defined the objective or not? Number one, is it for brand awareness? Is it for engagement? Is it to educate about the uniqueness of your product or services? Is it to increase lead generation? Is it to boost sales? Is it to nurture your audience into your client, or is it to increase web traffic? All this must be defined very, very well. You can't be trying to, grab all kind of objectives and lump it into one video, because one is going to be a mixture of messages. And once you have a mixture of messages, right, it's going to confuse the audience. And at the end of the day, they do not know what to do. after they watch the video. So it's very important to define the objectives of the video. Yeah, be very specific upfront. You must be very honest to yourself. Let's not try to be greedy. In fact, right now, right, we have an opportunities to do videos regularly. Right, you have one of the most powerful device ever in the pocket, which is your smartphone. In fact, I want to tell you the truth. Yeah, one honest truth is that whatever smartphone that most of us have right now is even way more powerful than those professional cameras that I have 5 years ago, that I invested heavily in my company 5 years ago. We actually invested easily a camera, right? It will cost us like about 20,000 to 30,000, just a normal, an entry-level professional grade kind of camera, right? But today I tell you, and a 3,000, 4,000 ringgit smartphone, right, will be able to surpass whatever quality of the camera that we had in the past, all right? So take note of that. So fully utilize that. And definitely you have to need to understand the objective first, all right? Now, subsequently, this is the second thing that we need to know. Most of the time, right, people don't buy for logical reason. They buy for emotional reason. And this is not mentioned by me. This is mentioned by a lot of powerful business people, including this well-known Zig Ziglar. Right? He's the guru. He's the marketing guru, that a lot of people know, right? People buy for emotional reason. If you agree with me, also please type 1 or yes as well, all right? Now, next step, after we know how we can define the objectives, right? The second thing, which is more important, is about our targeted audience. Who are they, right? So in the past, I would definitely encourage you all to understand about the demographic of your targeted audience. Like, for example, right? What is their age group? What is the gender? What's their race? Where is their location at? What is their employment status? These are what we call demographic. But I also want to tell you, right, this, whatever that's defined by demographics, right, doesn't apply correctly right now in a context of really modern world right now. Because what? We can have certain demographic, but yet the demographic can be broken into even fragmented sizes as well. And in fact, I can tell you, you can actually validate, those people that although they are from the same age range with you, probably, born in the 80s or 90s, but just a matter of a gap about 3 to 5 years, right, you will have a different mindset and different behavior as well. So what does that mean? If you're so relying on demographic, right, it will make your marketing job to create a video is even more troublesome, right? You have to create many different kind of videos. So how do we solve this problem? Very simple. Let me tell you. On the right-hand side, we have this thing called psychographic. It's all about their personality. What is their life values? What is their attitudes? What's their interest? And what's their lifestyle? For example, let's say, you're a producer of a baby product, of a brand new baby product. So in the past, you would say, oh, based on demographic, right, I will definitely target the female. Then I'll be targeting those that in the age like about 30, 40, like that. But I want to tell you, in the context of modern world right now, if you want to target mothers, if you're creating baby products, right, you want to target mothers, mothers can be as young as 18 years old. They can also be as late as about 45 years old before they have a baby, right? So what does it mean? So the demographic doesn't work so well in this kind of context. Therefore, right, by shifting, our target to psychographic, what is this? What are they thinking of? What is the psychological factor that would make these people be interested with this kind of product, wanting to solve the problem in their life, right, through your product or solutions? And that's important, right? So, of course, there's another subset of module that we can actually deep dive further into this psychographic, yeah? Okay, now, of course, I also have some example here, which I think I have actually mentioned it just now, yeah, through my verbal descriptions, It's exactly the same thing that I mentioned just now. Okay, next. Then how? Once we have defined the objective and defined the targeted audience, what's next, yeah? It's all about how we can hook, or, in a more proper term, is that how do we engage all this targeted audience, especially in the modern noisy era. We know it's a very noisy era, right? Be it in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, right? We have all sorts of material or content coming in all the time. So how do we want to be outstanding? And at the same time, in terms of outstanding, also how can we engage this audience with us, right? Okay. Definitely, we can't be running away from this fundamental, yeah, which is about engagement funnel. And this is not simply derived, from from the sky or whatsoever. These are based on proven, scientific study done on human psychology and also customer buying journey, right? So with that, right, we have actually compiled it into this engagement funnel, which is all about, firstly, how do we get their attention, right? It's important, right? How do we attract their eyeball? Now, let's look at this, If I'm sure that many of us has done a lot of videos, nowadays, right, you can actually take out your smartphone and describe about yourself, introduce about yourself, introduce about your product or services. You can do it easily. But just imagine if you are to upload this kind of video, right, with this kind of auto-generated thumbnail by the social media, Facebook will automatically generate for you. YouTube also will do the same. Of course, Instagram will also give you the options of uploading additional thumbnail. But just imagine if it's just a plain thumbnail like this with some big title, do you think that will attract eyeball? My answer is no, because there'll be so many other contents that's floating throughout in the entire social media. So in order, like I said, in order to be outstanding, right, you must be able to catch the eyeball first. So how do we do about this, right? Firstly, you must be able to generate catchy thumbnail. This is what we call eyeball stopper, or we call the thumbnail stopper. How do we stop people from scrolling away? How do you stop making sure that people will actually wanted to click and watch? Is by creating this kind of catchy thumbnail. And I think most of you all would think that, oh gosh, does that mean that, other than creating video, I also need to find a graphic designer to do it for me? The answer is yes and no. Let me share with you, So now, as a general guideline is that YouTube actually has this kind of thumbnail tips, You have to follow certain specific specification, right? You have to include some eye-catchy background colors, graphics. You have to add on a very powerful title, or we call it a sexy title, an attention-grabbing title, right? And you have to choose a crisp and clear typeface as well, and also a branded template to ensure there's a consistency, I can see that someone is already giving answer right now. Well done, Denise. Well done. Yeah, in actual fact, Denise is correct. This is the next thing that I want to tell all of you, right? There's this free tool called Canva that you can use, right? You can go in canva.com, register yourself a free account, and all you need to do, just go to the search bar and type YouTube thumbnail, and there will be plenty of thumbnail template generated for you. So, and all you need to do, just replace the title, the text with your own title, and as well some of the graphics with your own graphic. That's it. It just drop and place. That's it. It's so simple. Now, but don't get me wrong, I truly don't encourage anyone to take it an easy way, just use template, because at the end of the day, when people are using this too commonly, right, then it will become another common thing. So I would actually encourage that if you want, you can actually pay premium, which with a subscription about $11 a month, which will convert to about roughly 45 ringgit a month, and you have a powerful graphic designer for you, right? And you can choose those customized professional template, which will make you even more outstanding and so different. Of course, if you want truly customized thing, I also encourage you all to go and look for a professional graphic designer, pay them well, and they'll be able to generate very powerful, custom-made design for you and your company identity. All right. So that's the answer. Well done, Denise. You actually already moved very far, and ahead, of what I wanted to share just now. Okay, great. Now, once we are able to catch their eyeball attention, the next thing is about how do we pull down their interest, right? To be paying attention to us and also want to be interested to listen to what we want to say next. So up to this moment, everyone is able to follow? I hope you do, All right. If yes, please type yes. If no, you can ask me to slow down, but I don't think I have the luxury of spending too much time today. We have to abide to this schedule today. All right. Now, next thing is about how do we want to get their interest? Now, of course, I think in the past, we have all been told about we have to understand our unique selling proposition, or in another way, we call it unique selling point as well. So, who our targeted audience, what is the benefit, what is the difference, between us and our competitor, right? Are we coming with some sales benefit as well? Do we have a unique strategy for them, right? And how do we fulfill our consumer? What makes us to be different from the market? Things like that. So these are unique selling propositions, But I can also tell you one serious fact is that a lot of business owners or marketers are actually using this method. If today, you are just another business using USP, right? I can tell you, you're not going to be outstanding at all. In the eye of the targeted audience, right? To them, it's just, oh, you're just another brand owner. You're just another service provider. That's it. So how to be outstanding and to be able to grab the interest of the audience is like, we don't try to come in and sell them with our value or uniqueness. If you try to do that, I think people will shun away. People will want to move away. They do not want to listen anymore. I think we are all in the modern young generations, right? We are born in like 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? I also consider 70s as young generation because, these are people that is in the early 40s and they are the pioneer of the internet user as well. So we all don't like hard sell. Okay, so how do we move about it? How do we go about it? Is that there's this technique called unique buying reason. Okay, so we have to shift our mind. Instead of trying to be interesting ourselves, how powerful we are, how good our product is, right? We try to come in from the perspective of our targeted audience, of our targeted user, of our targeted client, right? What is their unique buying reason? Why do they need this kind of solution? Why do they need this kind of product? And we come in from that language, right? How are we able to help them to solve their problem with the product and services? How are we able to make them, worry-free? How are we able to make them, to be more carefree, in their life and be able to do the things that they wanted to achieve in their life, right? So that is what we call unique buying reasons. Of course, you can spend a lot of time in deep diving about this as well. So, of course, I also have some exercise here, which I think probably you all can jot this down. And it'll be good if you're able today, if you want to be outstanding, you want to be able to capture, the interests of your targeted audience in the video by speaking the language that they wanted to listen first. I really encourage you all to write it down in your notepad right now. Today, no matter what, you are supposed to list out 5 unique buy reasons of a targeted client, which means what is the main reason that they need this kind of product or services? What kind of problem are they facing? List it out. And once you are able to list out and you'll be able to speak those languages back to them, they'll be having a good criteria that, wow, this brand owner, this product owner truly knows my need and as well able to solve all my problem. All right. So that's the thing. This is how you want to be outstanding and also be able to grab the interest of your targeted audience. All right. So we have already moved on to 2 modules over here. Now, the last 2 module is all about building trust. So in the video, right, a lot of people ask, how do you do that? Isn't that trust is supposed to be built, when you do some engagement physically? I can tell you we have done this many, many times again and again for all our clients. Yeah, it's very simple. Let me tell you. Now, we also need to know this fact. Yeah, a lot of times, right, when we want to achieve big things in our life, yeah, we may have limitations, all right? Let's say with a video, it's a simple video, it's a 30-second video, it's a 1-minute video. So with this kind of small video, how can we able to bring in this kind of heavy topic like trust into it? So there's this thing called fulcrum, yeah? Whoever that actually studied physics before, right? In order to lift something that's very heavy, all you need to do, right, is that you just need to shift the fulcrum, towards the heavy part of it. And in this context of trust, right, all you need to do is shift yourself to the powerful authorities or powerful bodies, which is all about using certification. All right. So we know that a lot of times, in the eye of your targeted audience or your targeted consumer, right, they may not be able to trust you, but they may trust the authority. They may trust all the certification body. They will trust all the recognition body in terms of how these bodies or authorities be able to certify product and services. And this is one of the a few examples here. It can be certified by any authority in your industry. It can be by QS, by Syireen, and also Standards Malaysia. Of course, if you have overseas recognition body as well, that will actually work wonders also. Yeah. So this is where we actually try to build in the trust, by leveraging certification from recognized body to help you, right? So in a short while, like in a short 3 seconds, as long as you're able to show, your company has all these certification and recognitions, right? The confidence level of the consumer or the targeted audience will goes up very, very high. They'll be able to believe you right now because you're leveraging on the power of this body here, right? I hope you get something here, all right? So now, of course, there's the other part as well that, that will also come in, will be very helpful, is about awards and recognitions. So try to be able to compete, yeah, as much as possible. Bring your product, bring your services to your industry's recognition body or award agencies as well, right? So that, you know, you can be evaluated well, you know, within the context of that, within the context of the industry, yeah, of where is your benchmark. I mean, how do you benchmark yourself against the other competitors, yeah? So that will also be very helpful also. So, and once you have all these award recognitions, right, add it on into the video, right, in about short 2 and 3 seconds, right, it also help you to elevate, you know, the trust level, okay? Of course, the last one is that, you know, how do we want to build trust is that there's this technique we call branding by association. What does it mean by branding by association is that, you know, this technique has been used by a lot of international brand name, yeah, and they've been using it all the way until now. Branding by association means that how do you associate your brand with certain recognized figure, with certain recognized brand owner, you see? For example, you see, Nike, you know, if they want to make themselves to be relevant, yeah, all they need to do is that always look for the most trendiest sportman or sport movement in that year, you know, and associate themselves by sponsoring them, right? And things like that. And also featuring all these kind of sportsmen and sport women into their commercials, you know, and this will actually leverage, be able to leverage on their popularity and also their recognitions, you know, in terms of the brand. Okay, so this is another technique that you can actually use it to build trust fast. Of course, finally, you know, the last step is all about testimonial. I think whoever that has been doing a lot of purchases online, right, in e-commerce, you know that before we make any decision to buy any services or product, right, we always want to read the reviews done by other consumer that has actually done the purchase before, done by other user before, right? And from there, you know, we will be able to have a stronger confidence towards this service provider or the product owner, right? For example, over here now, I do actually pull up a screenshot from one of the e-commerce site, and as well a screenshot of one of the recent video. In fact, we have just completed a video 2 days ago, you know, for one of the popular brand name here, and we actually pull in the grandfather of the entrepreneur industry in the whole entire Malaysia, Mr. Andrew Wong, you know, which is a very powerful figure, right, into the testimonial site, into the video as well. And as a result, you know, that will actually be able to speak on behalf of the brand right now. So these are the 4 so-called little tips, right, that you can actually include into the video to elevate the trust level, right, towards your targeted audience. All right. So, and finally, you know, once you apply all this attention grabbing through the catchy thumbnail, be able to speak, you know, at the language that your targeted audience wanted to listen, which is all about their unique buying reason. Instead of using unique selling point, you focus on their unique buying reason and eventually pull in the 4 factors of the trust building component into the video. And I can tell you, right, all this can be achieved within a short 30 seconds to 1 minute. A lot of my clients will actually ask me, wow, in order to achieve all this entire funnel and all these modules into it, right, do I need to have like 3 separate videos? My answer is no, you don't need that. You can achieve it as short as a 30-second video, right? As long as you know how to craft it well, right? Through this, don't ever try to reverse the chronology. It never worked, you know. We have tested this many times, yeah. You must always follow these steps and chronology, and you'll be assured of a great result. Okay, so my last words to everyone is that, you know, always dream big, but again, we can always start small. So don't worry about that. I think a lot of time, you know, we also worry about, oh, we have concern. Do I look good in video or not? Will I be able to speak fluently or not? Don't worry so much. Always start small. In fact, you have a very powerful device or tool in your pocket that you can actually utilize right now. If you have an idea, just bring it and speak. Speak at the honest level. Speak at the, you know, at a very consistent level to your targeted audience, right? Always dream big and start small. And for most of you, if you would like to find out more, right, how you can actually, you know, truly benefit of this, you can actually connect with me here through my Facebook profile page. I hope you all can scan this QR code and we'll bring you back to my Facebook page, yeah? So we hope we can connect there. So if you have any specific questions or how to solve some of the video thing, right, I hope I'll be, you know, able to share more with you all there, all right? So finally, if you want to find out more about what my company do, you can always go to my website, www.iimgroups.com, and you'll be able to see more from there. All right. In fact, we have more than 500 projects that we actually showcase there as well. All right. So with that said, that wraps up my sharing session. All right.
Thank you so much. Yeah, actually, we do have a little bit of time, Mr. Ken, so do not worry on that. Yeah. So all the audience, did you be able to scan on the QR code just now? if not, maybe I will ask Mr. Ken to put it up again if like the audience would like to connect with you. So like can share your screen one more time for the QR code, a little bit of time for the audience to scan on. And actually we have 2 more questions also, yeah, from the audience, which I will direct to you, a quick one. Let's then, okay, so there you go. Yeah, so for those audience, this is a chance for you to connect with our speakers as well. So take your time. I'll give you about like, yeah, scan again. So some audience actually commented, yeah, scan again. So right here, scan again on this one. Yeah, for those that join us later, yeah, I mean, you came in like slightly later after today's sessions, the video will be replayed. It will be replayed on Sidec TV as well. So do check out on Sidec website for more information, yeah? So you can rewatch the video again. So, all right, so there you go. So thank you so much, Mr. Ken. You can unshare the screen. I'm sure they all got the chance to grab it. I will ask you a few questions because it happens on your session, yeah? And we do have a little bit of time. So first is on color. Color asks when you mentioned about Canva, yeah? So I'm not too sure about this question, but it asks about the legal matter, any legal matter that you need to be careful when you use Canva. You're muted. Wait, okay.
Yes, definitely. So the question would be, is there any legal matter, yeah, when we use Canva, isn't it? Right? Yes, definitely. So there's this called freemium package, yeah, which they will allow you to register and use, but sometimes, you know, it comes with certain watermarks and things like that. Of course, the freemium also comes with a limited template as well. But I truly encourage, you know, to really go and subscribe. It's not going to be very expensive. Just imagine, you know, in the past, right, if you want to engage a graphic designer, right, to create a simple graphic, easily, it runs into 3 figures easily, isn't it, right? But just with Canva alone, right, by subscribing about a month with a subscription cost about $11 to $12 a month, which translates to about 45 ringgit to about less than 50 ringgit in actual fact, right? So you already have a powerful so-called assistant, you know, to be able to help you, right? In fact, there's so much of artificial intelligence built in it. You do not even need to have a good, proper graphic design, a knowledge or skill set to help you work out. There's so many guidance, you know, they'll be able to help you to populate it properly. So my answer to that legal matter is that use it wisely in such a way that if you're using freemium, you know, you do not want to break the rules, right? And I truly encourage you all to respect, you know, the intellectual property by subscribing it. Yeah, of course, there's a lot of also mobile app, you know, that's freely available that you can use as well. Not necessarily you must use Canva, but we actually find that Canva has a lot of template and it's very user friendly. There's a lot of AI intelligence built in it that will assist you very, very well, right?
Thank you for that answer. Yes, it's actually quite true. And some of the audience also mentioned that they started YouTube channel and using Canva as a video thumbnail. So well done for that. So we have another question, just a quick one before we invite our next speaker. So from Andy. So this question is quite good question. Yeah. So would sometimes USP also be similar to like UBR when they run internal review to answer customer problem? Example, customer want natural or organic product. Is it also their USP? What's your thought on this, Mr. Ken?
All right, good. Now, okay, on a general level, yeah, Andy, you're asking a very wonderful questions. In actual fact, yes, there could be instances whereby, you know, unique selling point would be very close to unique buying reason. Like the example that Andy put up here, right, is very true, yeah. So sometimes customers want natural and organic product. Yes, and it happened also is your unique selling point as well. Then congratulations, you have a very powerful reason, you know, for them to come and look for you instead of looking for other competitors, which is not natural and also not organic, you see, right? So congratulations. But however, I want to tell you that is on the general level, but you want to go deeper level, right? Like I said, you know, in order to really understand the unique buying reason, you have to ask why the client wanted to have natural and organic. And let me tell you, one of the answers is that they want to be healthier, right? They want to feel safe. So if you're able to emphasize these 2 emotions, you know, do you want to be happier and feel safe when you consume any beverage? And if you do, that's what we do. That's what our product offer. We are natural and we're organic and it's safe for you to consume, right? You see that? Okay. So I hope this is going to be, you know, a good clarification for you. All right.
It is. I'm sure. I'm sure it will be a clear clarification because indeed there's a deeper meaning, deeper feeling on the surface of the needs and wants. So we need to like dig deeper. So that's why I have a communication with like the customer to ask why. What's the reason behind? Is very very true. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Ken, for answering that. And for those that have more questions after our next speaker session, Mr. Ken will still be with us, okay, during the Q&A. So you can think of your questions that you want to ask, then we can direct it to the speaker. For now, I will have Mr. Ken to take some rest first. I will invite our next speaker to be on the screen. Thank you, Mr. Ken.
All right. Thank you, Chacha. Thank you, everyone.
No problem. All right, then. So now I will have our next speaker, Syireen. Hi, Syireen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, so good afternoon for all the audience as well. I will do a quick introduction of Syireen here to the audience before I pass the session over to you. Yeah. So Syireen graduated from the School of Journalism. So just now we see a lot of video things, right? So copywriting is also something very important. So she runs a boutique editorial consultancy right now, and Power of Words coaching outfit. So she's a writer herself, and she runs like coaching series, namely the Power of Words as well as Toolies. Yeah, so which is also the word coach. So she's also the executive director of BNI, and then where she currently supports over 150 business owners in the areas of like Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, in terms of the businesses where it comes to content. So let's hear from her. So about content marketing from her experience as well. I'll right now pass the time over to you, Pon.
All right, thank you, Chacha.
No
And thank you for everybody. Thank you for being here today. And I know it's our final session. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to try and get this right. Please be patient with me. Okay. And it's really fun, the fact that everybody was talking about Canva, because I did my entire presentation on Canva today. And I'm really very very honored to be here with very valuable and masters of their trade speakers this evening. We had Tuan Shazreeq and we had Ken, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so great. What am I going to talk about now? And what I really want to share with you is, after all what has been shared today, after all the sharing about the tools, about the ways that you can communicate, it boils down to also the choices of words that you do to communicate. And this is really important because we talk about branding, we talk about unique unique buying reason, talk about USP. I also talk about unique buying proposition. So I just want to share with you how can we really plan our communication and really target our clients' emotions, their hearts, because we've learned just now that it is the emotion that makes people make the purchase. So what are the choices of words that we use, and how do we communicate, and what do we write, and how constant do we write in order to connect and engage with our audience? So this is a bit of me, as Chacha has said. I did graduate from the School of Journalism in USA. I am an advocate of building bridges. I believe that with the power of words, you not only bridge yourself to your market, your consumers, you also will bridge yourself to your stakeholders, with your loyalists, with all the people who is really sharing your values, seeing your work and connecting with you at a level that creates a long list of loyal followers for yourselves. So I do believe that the power of words do create multiple bridges if you plan it correctly. Yeah. And as Chacha has said, I run a PR consultancy outfit. I do work with Power of Words and Toolies. And entrepreneurship is very close to my heart. So I really love my work as the BNI director, where I support a lot of businesses to achieve their goals in their businesses. And there's a couple of things that I do that have really created or created a foundation of who I am today, which is the Money and You program. And the Money Over You program has given birth to the likes of, people like Jack Canfield, Half Acre, Robert Kiyosaki, and Brad Sugar. So their mentor is also my mentor, and I'm really feeling very blessed at the kind of knowledge that I've created or learned from them. And it's now the foundation of how I do my work at Peaches and Pen and BNI. So a little bit about myself. I am a daughter. That's my mom over there. That's my baby girl when she was small. I'm also a wife and a mother. I'm an avid traveler. I'm a speaker, moderator, trainer, coach, and I'm a community leader. Now, why do I share this with you? Because it does reflect how I approach my conversation and how I communicate with people in my business, in my community, in my pool of leaders. Is really, really important because, when you do content marketing, you need to also realize that the content creation is read by everybody. Everybody includes all these people that you connect with, not just as a business owner, but as a person. So you need to really realize that when you're creating content, you're connecting with everybody in different contexts of your life. So how are you showing up? This is the first question you might want to ask yourself. How am I showing up? How am I showing up, and how consistent am I seen in the market? Am I diluting myself? Is my conversation very very straight arrow, very targeted, very consistent? Or do I have to compartmentalize myself? Hence, I have to use different platforms to portray different aspects of my life. These are really, really important questions for you before you begin to plan for your communication. Yeah. And why do I do what I do? I just love words. I love words. I've been a student of words since forever. I think my mom gave me books when I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I've been really an avid reader. I love reading. I may not really pick up as many books as I used to because of the time that I have, but I would spend time reading articles, blogs. I love how people express themselves and how it really reflects what's behind them. Really, every word that you choose, every word that you articulate, every word that you portray to your audience is a reflection of who you are. This is really important. So whenever that you're creating content, whenever that you are planning to create a conversation, a campaign, or an engagement, or something that you want to enroll people to your work, you want to really, really think about the words that you use and how you're repeating it, because whatever you're saying is going straight to their heart. You want to make sure that the choices of words engages with them and really, really resonates with them and extremely relevant to their needs at the moment, as Ken has mentioned and Shazreeq has mentioned earlier. So I do this because I feel that a lot of people, they communicate, they sound the same. They sound like they've been saying the same thing. There's similar ideas, but they're really a lot of content that is solaria. They're running together, but they're not one. And because of that, your brand is diluted or your conversation is diluted. What exactly are you a stand for? So people may see you like they kind of understand you, they kind of get your product, they kind of get your services, but there isn't one idea that roots you down to that one thing that you want people to remember you for. So I really felt this, especially while working at BNI, while getting to know a lot of business owners. Currently, my region is 150 business owners across Malaysia. It's about 4,800. And the more I listen to the leaders of businesses speak about their products and services, the more I'm called to do my work as a wordsmith and really advocate the power of words. It is so important that as business owners, as product owners, service owners, as communicators of your businesses, whomever you represent, to really, really dive down and look at, does this word really resonate with my audience? Is it really relevant? These words that you are talking to and how you're communicating with them, yeah? So I'm not going to go so much into what is content marketing because I think both Ken and Shazreeq has talked about it a lot. I just want to share with you that I'm not particularly the master of content marketing, but I am the wordsmith. Alamak, I left the M. I am the wordsmith, and I create what is relevant via the power of words. I need you to ask yourself, what is that to you? What are the words and the communication that you've been using right now? What does it mean to you? What do you want to create? What kind of impact do you want to create when you release this information to your market? What is it that you want out of it? Yeah. So yes, you need to understand your business objective, but there are three things I'd like you to think about. One, when you're creating content, when you're writing it out, when you're designing your 6 months, 12 months content, when you're putting things together, when you're strategizing your content, what is it that you want for yourself? What is it that you want if you want to be seen as an influencer? What do you want as an individual? If you want the business to be seen as top of mind recall, exactly what does it mean to you? So what do you really, really, really want? It's really an important question before you begin designing your content. The second thing, as Ken has mentioned and Tuan Shazreeq has mentioned, is to really, really understand, what does the audience want? What do they want from you? This takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of doing first, and then doing a bit of research, getting feedback, and reading through their feedback. This is really important. Read through their feedback, and their feedback actually suggests the kind of words that really resonates with them. You will see a repetition. People, everything about communication is about behaviors. So you want to see how your audience is behaving and what are they saying to you. Look through at all the feedback that's coming back to you, and highlight the words or the ideas that is coming back, the things they appreciate about you, the things that they like about you, the thing that they feel is connected to them in terms of values. These are really, really important nuggets that comes from feedback. And you want to take that out and recreate your content by reusing the words that your audience is talking to you. Yeah. And the third one I wanted to think about is before you create content, is you want to think about what kind of impact do you want to create. So what do you want, what they want, but the most important thing is, what impact are you creating? Because you see, you want to be unique, but you are now swimming in a vast red ocean. So how do you take yourself out of the red ocean and you want to go into the blue ocean, right? Now, say for example, I am a writer. How many writers do you know? Now, how do I create my uniqueness? Now, the fact that I call myself a wordsmith, I didn't do that. Somebody gave me that title. It came from a participant. It came from my clients. Someone called me the wordsmith. So this is the word that I used, and now I am known in my community and amongst my followers as a wordsmith. And as I grew into the business, I was given another title as the word coach. So all these things are really, really important, because it suggests the amount of trust and the amount of reverence people have in regards to your place or your positioning in the market. It's wonderful to be called something, to be gifted a title from the market. And that suggests that what you're doing is resonating with your market. Your market is recognizing you for that, and they want to honor you with a title that they see you as. So a wordsmith and the word coach, you want to go ahead and figure out what that is to you. Yeah. So what does a word mean to you? So I read a lot of feedback just now, and people are asking a lot, like, what works, like sort of like what really works and what really works best. And in all honesty, nothing sets in stone. It's just nothing set in stone, as Ken has mentioned earlier, as the Shazreeq, what we have to really embrace in the current market, and because we're online, and because the globe is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, and the borders are just breaking because we are all existing online. The economy is always changing. The marketplace is always changing, and we have to acknowledge and grasp the fact that our market is fickle. They're very, very fickle. One day they like this, tomorrow they like that, and then there's always new things happening. There's always new innovations happening. There's always something new happening. And as a content creator and as a business owner, you need to respond to this, because if you don't, your competitor will. And usually competitors do is they leverage on what you have created before. If you lapse a little bit in terms of your communication with your audience, they will take over that little gap that you lapse, and then they will steal some of your market because you miss the window. So what is content marketing? But I really want you guys to just put it like into macam apa? It's not a generic understanding about content marketing. It's just an art of providing relevant and useful content. The most important thing when you're writing, remember not to sell. The choice of words is all about creating an informed audience. You want your audience to be informed. You want them to be knowledgeable. So what you want to do is you want to answer their questions in all of your content marketing. So how do you do that? You actually have to have a conversation with them at the beginning. Maybe you want to have a phone call, a chit chat with them, and have a one-to-one, and really find out what they're looking out for you, looking out to get from you. Or you want to go ahead, as I mentioned just now, look at the feedback you're getting from Facebook. You want to go ahead and look at the testimonials people are giving you, the letters that you're getting. You want to really look at it and see, are my audience informed about what I do? Clearly, all of us have to be niche in what we do, right? So we have to find one area that makes us swim in the blue ocean. So you want to figure out products and services that other people are doing, but you do better in one particular area. And that is the one area that you want to communicate and over communicate. All right. And be consistent. Be consistent in terms of being present. If you miss a beat, likely someone else is going to feel that beat and they'll take over your conversation, because all our conversations are similar. And to be unique is to be constantly telling people, like NLP lah, right? You have to constantly be telling, this is what I do and this is why I'm unique. This is what I do and this is how I'm different. But you have to be really subtle about it, because the idea is to educate people how unique you are, not telling them how unique you are. Yeah. And if you do all this on a consistent basis and you connect with the people, like Tuan Shazreeq kata, he was saying, you got to be on LinkedIn for a particular voice. You got to have to be in Facebook, a different voice. Now we have TikTok lah, we have WeChat lah. Wherever you exist in terms of connecting with your audience, you need to make it relevant. Why? Because if you're seen whenever they need the information, whenever they're looking for the information, you are present. You are there, and hence we become a trusted source. So these are the 4 things I just want to share out with you in terms of designing and thinking about how do I want to show up as a content creator, and how do I want to show up as a content creator for myself, for my product, and for my branding. Yeah. So basically, at the heart of it all, as if you have heard throughout the session today from Tuan Shazreeq and Tuan and Mr. Ken, you know that everybody, both of them keep on talking, you got to know your audience. You know, who is your audience? If you say that my product is relevant to everybody, well, it's true. It probably is true. But when you're having conversation, you want to know your audience. So recently, I had a talk with university students, and they wanted to start doing podcasts. And they asked me, so, madam, who is my target audience? How do I know who is my target audience? And I would love to see. I'm gonna open up the Facebook and see you guys. Go ahead and tell me, who do you think is your audience? Go ahead and put it in a Facebook. Who do you think is your audience? Do you know who your audience is? Do share with me. Who do you think is your audience? Oh dear. Yeah. So I'm having a problem accessing the feedback here. Okay. All right, there we go. So who do you think is your audience? Do not know. Yeah, most of us don't know who our audience is, hence you're talking to random people. And so what I did with the students is I asked them, you gotta know who you're talking to. Now, how do you know who you're talking to? Usually, yeah, you are literally talking with people who are sharing your values. They are sharing your ideals. They are sharing your thoughts processes. They are following you because whatever you are doing is relevant to them. Whatever you're doing is resonating with their lifestyle, their worldviews, however that they're feeling it. So yeah, what I'm asking, guys, what I'm asking is, who is your audience? Who is this person? If you had an avatar, if you had a persona to attach this person, who is this person that you're talking to? Who are you trying to engage with? Who is going to listen to you? So the most important, the answer to that question, in all honesty, is someone who is just like you. So if you were to talk to you and convince you that this is a good product, that this is a good business, that this is a good decision, what would you say to you? Begin in that way. Begin by creating content that resonates with your values, because the person who's listening to you will feel the same way. Okay, and I function on the 1/3 rule. The 1/3 rule suggests that this is very important. A lot of us, we want to talk to everybody. We want everybody to know us. But what if your 100% is 100 people, right? If 100 people, all 100 people, you are able to reach all 100 people. That's 100% of your audience that you are achieving. So you need to understand this. Who are you talking to? So you will narrow down to them first. You have to begin by talking to the people who wants to listen to you. Once they listen to you and you build trust with them, they will be your spokesperson, because they trust you, they believe you, they'll be inviting people to listen to you as well. So you begin by enrolling the people that believes in you first. And usually these people are people who are just like you. So have a thought about that, right? You share your values, you speak their language, and because of that, in time, remember that this is not a get rich quick scheme, right? It does take time building your followers with content. Getting them to enroll and build trust with takes time. But the moment they trust you, they will follow you for life. And don't forget to add value. Do not have an abundance take to sharing. Just share with them, because the knowledge is yours and the skill set is yours. So even if somebody were to know what you can do or what you're doing, to really implement or execute, it's really more of your mastery. So if you're really, really good at what you do, so what? So what if everybody else knows? Don't give a trade secret lah, but share with them. Yeah, people who likes becomes your family, correct? Okay. So another thing that I really want to also bring to your attention is, like Ken was talking about and Don Shazreeq talking about, right? Content creation is not an in silo project. You can't do this alone. You need a team. So if you can't do it on your own, engage with someone who can, and then work as a team. You need to have a team of writers. You need to have a team of people who will audit, who have the knowledge to audit your content. They need to look at your content and see what works, what doesn't work. This one works where, this one doesn't work, how to make corrections, how to narrow the gaps. You need somebody to look at your content and audit your work. Is it working or not? Is it achieving what you have intended? If it's not achieving, how? You need to have researchers as well who goes to the market and really get feedback about your products and services. So all this is a team effort. Now, I know this sounds really, really huge for some of us who are just starting, and that's okay. This is an idea of what you want to grow into having in terms of content creation. Then you can have like Mr. Ken, you can have Tuan Shazreeq to come in and support you. But first, you need to understand, what is it that you want to create? What is the content you want to create? What are the words that you know for sure will resonate? What is relevant to my audience? All this have to know before you even execute. Because otherwise, there's a lot of firefighting that you have to do. Yep, so you need to go ahead and really, really understand, at the heart of it all is the choices of words that reflects the essence of your brand. the essence of your product and services. If it's supposed to be trust my product, if the essence is trust, what are the words goes with trust? Right? If positivity is the word, what are the words that goes with positivity, and what words you should not use if that is your brand is about positivity? For example, I like this one. I went for a conversation, and this guy, this speaker was talking, and he talks about positive mindset. Positive mindset, talk about how important mindset is, and a lot of things that has to do with molding a mindset that attracts positivity. But every conversation he starts with the problem is, and then the problem is, the issue comes when, but. So when I listen to that conversation, I'm a bit disturbed. Because his branding was positive mindset, but his conversation is problem laden. So that's kind of like a cross, right? So be careful when you're having these conversations. So when I was a media advisor at University of Malaya, and I was advising, at that time the vice chancellor was Professor Gao Jasmine, and we were about to go and speak to the media. I really had to choose the words for him, because you want to make sure that when the journalists ask questions, what comes out of the conversation is the content that we created for that particular audience. So it's very, very important, before we even have a conversation, before we even meet people, before we present, have workshops, do talks, in our heads, what are the words that's going to support my presence in that context? So you need to have a team of people to come up with it. A team that creates your speeches for you, the teams that identifies the words for you, the team that creates a video that runs behind you, the team that creates the marketing content that and advertising content that comes before the event, the researchers that goes out and asking people, what do you really want? These are really, really important things to really consider in terms of content creation. So this is basically, I just want to tell you, how do you get traditional marketing and social marketing into online? And I think Ken did a fantastic job already. I don't think I need to explain this anymore. I think Ton Shazreeq also has covered it. But I'm not sure how much time I have. Do I have time, Chacha? I hope I have time. Okay. So what I decided to do, instead of just downloading content to use, things that you can go online and read, right? You can go Google, you can just say, what is content marketing? And someone's going to answer you that question. You can go and say, how do I do content marketing? You're going to get some blueprints and infographics to show you step 1, step 2, step 3, statistics. You can find this on Google. What I really want to share with you are some of the frequently asked questions. And some of these questions, both men before me has already answered. So I'll go quickly with the ones that I thought was relevant, but I'm going to also go ahead and if with time, when time permits, also share with you other questions that has come my way through the clients that I've worked with. Yeah. So as I mentioned, so nothing is set in stone. So whatever that I'm downloading to you right now, whatever I'm sharing with you right now, I always tell people, right, you come to my session now, I promise you, you learn nothing. You learn absolutely nothing from me. Why? Because you have not done it. So all you have right now is knowledge. So now you know. Now you have notes, and now you know. So for you to really learn from this session is to execute, do one thing, and see the outcome, and then make the corrections. If it works for you, fantastic, do more. If it doesn't work for you, see why it doesn't work for you. Why does it work for that person and not you? And then make more corrections. So the most important thing about learning is in the doingness. You can go to a lot of programs. You can go to a lot of workshops. Okay, you can get a degree, a diploma, a PhD, whatever that you feel is important to nourish yourself in terms of your knowledge. It all ends up as knowledge. For you to really learn and be in the know and to be experienced and to be in the mastery is to actually start doing. Yeah. So nothing is set in stone. works only because it's relevant to you. Yeah. So what qualifies as content? So as Ken has mentioned, anything lah. Anything that engages with people. It can be a blog post, it can be a poster, it can be a video, it can be a podcast, it can be, let's say, blogs. It can be everything that creates content. So you even like, I was watching TikTok, and I'm like, what content is this? And I found out it doesn't matter, for as long as someone is entertained, for as long as the content is relevant to somebody, they get flowers lah, they get a lot of gifts. And I'm like just like that, somebody was just throwing ball and hitting bottles, and he was getting a lot of roses. And I'm like, oh, that kind of content creation also works. So yeah, it works because the TikTok audience is okay with it. So really, content, right, is like macam, what works for the audience. So knowing where your audience is and knowing how to speak to them qualifies as content. So basically anything. But what I want to bring to your attention is, what is the content that works for you? Because of your presence and because of the brand you created for yourself, what would work for you? Do you want to be professional? Do you want to have a one-to-one intimate relationship? So if you have this kind of things, the professional audience are where? We all know the professional audience are in LinkedIn. You know that the intimate relationship you can have at TikTok or at Facebook. If you really want to have even a closer relationship, you want to go on WhatsApp. However, whatever works for your audience, and particularly what works for you to build your influence. Yes, so it really goes back to what you want. Yeah, the three questions asked: what you want, what the audience want, and what impact you want to create for your audience, right? Right impact. So how do I begin? You begin by understanding your audience. I'm kind of repeating myself, but NLP, yeah. Begin by understanding your audience. Yeah, and begin by understanding how you want to connect with your audience. What words will bridge you from your brand, from your essence and your value to them? Because that's the only way they will come back to you. If you're talking to people who's just not resonating with you, you are really wasting your time. You are fishing in the wrong pond, right? So you want to go and find your pond and then begin designing your content. So if you feel part of your pond is in LinkedIn, speak to them. How do LinkedIn people like to be communicated with? They like knowledge. So articles lah, blogs lah, videos, live, they like it over there. What about Facebook? Facebook also likes live, but live more like suka life, like happy, joy kind of life. Here more serious, more like step 1, step 2 strategy, data in LinkedIn. Here live, can also live, but more fun, more laid back, so more heartfelt. So you need to understand first. So to begin, you gotta know how you want to show up in a different platforms you have decided to exist. Okay, so that's how you begin. And there's some conversation. I think Ken talked about this. Do I need to constantly create content? Yes and no, right? It really depends on your audience. I just like to be present. So I do a lot of IG, and I update it at least 3 to 5 times a week, and I connect it back to Facebook. And Facebook, every now and then I will just connect like what I'm doing. But every now and then I will drop in content that is really valuable to the audience, because it needs to be addressed, that is of interest to my followers. I also have different broadcast groups that I talk to. I don't have WhatsApp groups because nobody wants to be inundated, and they get personal information from me that is created by broadcast. So only they get the message, and they respond specifically to me. So it's a very intimate relationship that I have with my audiences. So do you need to constantly create content? It's a yes or no. It depends on your business. If you have a lot of competitors, yeah, you're going to have to make sure that your presence is not, there's no loophole in your presence. But if you belong to a very niche community, you are responding to their need. So it really goes back to who you are and what you're doing. And this is also something that I think Ken addressed just now. Do I need an editorial calendar? Some people die will say yes, you do, and some people will say casual also can. Again, it goes back to who you are and how you are connecting or building relationship with your audience. I don't have a calendar, but I do make sure that in a week I have at least 3 to 5 updates. Yep. Okay, and how do I make my content engaging? Again, this is I really have to highlight the fact that you need to choose your words, because you want to get that person to respond, and the only way they will respond is when they agree or they are curious. Agree and curious. Agree, they will like, or they will give you a thumbs up, give a rose or whatever. They will agree. If they are curious, they will send you a private message or they drop you a note on your platforms. So to make your content engaging is to really, really know who you're talking to and the choices of words. Okay, that is my all I have today. I want to ask Chia,
Yes.
am I done?
Yeah. I think you, do you have like contact for them your last slide?
Oh, I do have another slide. There you
Yeah,
go.
yes. Yeah.
Can
So
you see
I'm
it?
sure one more time. You need to share one more
Oh,
time.
did I lose it? Sorry.
It's fine. So thanks for your
Share
sharing,
screen
Puan.
again.
Yeah, share. So the audience can get connected with you.
Yeah, I think my computer buat perangai. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's just
So
me lah. I'm just technically challenged. Hang on. Let's see. Yep, that's me.
all right, cool. So we have
Okay.
that.
Was it?
There we go.
Or
Yes, got
I
it.
hope I got my information out there. Good.
I'm sure. So for all the audience here with us, we have 200 plus of you. Yeah. So this will be the contact from Puan Syireen. So any of you that interested to get connected, to find out more information, you can follow like the Facebook, Instagram, as well as there's this email address for you, hello@peachandpen.com. All right. Okay. Thanks again. One more time, Puan Syireen from here. But right now we'll move into like Q&A session. There we go. We have some audience that actually came in with like some questions already, but I will also invite 2 more of our speakers together. So we have Tuan Shazreeq and together with Mr. Ken. Yeah. All right. So welcome on the screen again. Mr. Ken, thank you so much. Yeah, because you have been engaging with the audience already, answering their questions. Yeah, I'm sure they all already say like thank you to you also. Okay. So before we collect more questions, do drop your questions that you have in the comments. We'll pick some relevant ones to answer. Yeah. So over here, also our team will share this survey link right now. And everyone, today is our last session for the e-commerce live streaming class. Okay, so do share us your feedback through the survey link. Yeah, how well we have done, any feedback that you'd like to share with us, the future topics, let's say next year. If there's also EC class, what are some of the topics that you'd like to listen to? Okay, so there you go. There's a link that just dropped by the team in the comment box. Help us to fill it up right now. Yeah. Okay, so for the questions that we have here, okay, so we got one. I think we got one from Jonathan. I think that will be directed to Puan Syireen as well because it's during your session. Yeah. So I think you mentioned about the fundamentals of content delusion. Okay, delusion over here. So what is that mean? Yeah, can you define that a little bit more for the audience? Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Can you find the fundamentals of content dilution? Okay, content dilution is it's not the content dilution. It's more of diluting your brand, diluting what you stand for, because different countries will respond to your content differently because very important is cultural. Culture is something that you tak boleh you cannot bulldoze. You got to respect the country and their culture. So when you creating content, you want to make it relevant to them. So as Ken has said, you can repurpose, you can re-strategize, but it can be the same content. But when you want to create it for a different country, you wanna make sure that it's not insulting their culture. You want to make sure that it's supportive their belief system and their worldview. So I want to share. I can't remember the brand. If Tuan Shazreeq or Tuan Ken, you can remember, there was one brand, and they created a content in China, and they really created a big boo-ha-ha because they made fun of the chopstick. Do you guys remember that? I can't remember like which brand that was. You're muted, like Ken.
Yeah, indeed, you're right, Syireen. Yes, there's a lot of these kind of brand, owners, right, that they do not understand the local context and also the local culture in such a way that they made a blunder by making fun of certain thing which could be very sensitive, right?
Correct. Yeah. So some for example, if you go to here, the people they use the word. I'm very careful now. The N word, in terms of race in the United States. So the N word, they use it. Here in Malaysia, we use it. We have so much fun, and we create a lot of memes or memes. Not memes, memes that comes up with this kind of content. But when you take it to the US, you're going to get shot down. And then if you you make fun of chopsticks and banana leaf and eat with hands and fork and spoon, here in Malaysia, we all have a good laugh. But you go to China, you get shot down for making fun of their chopstick, right? So again, what I mean by diluting is when you go to a country and you dilute your content in such a way that it doesn't resonate with them. That's one. Second content dilution is when you are talking about things, they're all in tandem, but they're not the same. They're not the same. You're not standing on one ground. Say, for example, my stand, as I mentioned, is building bridges. So whenever I talk, whatever I say, I would say, you have to resonate with people. You have to make it relevant. You have to connect with them. You have to appeal to their emotions. This is my conversation, right? This is my conversation because my stand is I build bridges. So I don't change my conversation in any context that I go into. You will hear me saying about the same thing. But here, because I'm downloading information, I talk like that. But if I go to a different audience, say I'm going to an advertising audience, I will talk that is relevant to them. So I don't dilute my content.
Yes, understand.
Did I answer you, Jonathan? I hope I did.
Yeah. All right. So just a summary over here. Yeah, I think that kind of like a very good answer from Syireen, as well as like Mr. Ken also is like agreeing to it. Yeah. So indeed, in life it's like that. Even in Malaysia, I think in the context of Malaysia also it works. Yeah, we have different races, different culture. So something that relevant for them will be like not too relevant to another race, something that is like together. So like the culture for like different countries, when you're going to reach out to them, also have to take into consideration. There's no one content that maybe will fit all unless it's very general one. Yeah. So I think that one will be a very good answer from Syireen over here. But this link up to another question, the next question. Yeah, so we say like dilution. So Andy has this question, I think is very good. So maybe I will direct this to all our speakers to give your thoughts. So does it mean to refresh the writing style whenever you want to post a similar content? Yeah, so being this one also like not being seen like a same content post, but does it also like have to be a different content for like different group of people with the same message but different writing style? So let's go one round on this one. Maybe I'll first direct it to Mr. Ken here. Your thoughts on this question?
All right. So now, first of all, I'm very impressed with the group of audience and participants that we have today. Really, it truly impressed me in such a way that everyone is so participative in it. Really take all these whatever topic sharings, right? It's taking it seriously, really. And now we are seeing like a lot of wonderful, intelligent questions being asked, right? So yeah, to address what Andy has asked over here, right? Does it help to refresh writing style whenever we want to post a similar message, without being seen as reposting the same content? All right, very simple. My perspective on this would be like, it goes back to the fundamental. What is the objective that you want to achieve with this content? very important. You see, when I shared the my the chronology of how we can create a very convincing and compelling video, it always goes back to the fundamental of the objective first. Once you're able to define your objective very well, then you know what kind of message you want to compile and be able to deliver across to your audience. So that is my answer. Yeah. All right.
All right, great answer from here. Yes, indeed it is. So maybe we go through, listen some of your thoughts on this one from Tuan Shazreeq on here.
Okay, so I agree with Ken on the answer. So I would answer it a bit different. So we need to understand. You are saying similar message, so we need to understand what would be the reason that you want to post the same message. Is it not getting enough engagement in the first place, or it's just another reminder message or something like that? So let's say if it's a reminder message, then yes, it's okay to refresh the writing style, no problem, because I would consider it as evergreen. So it's something that's similar to before this. But if it's not getting enough engagement from the last time that you posted, so I think it's better for you to try into different content. For example, you take the materials of the writing, then turn it into infographic or video. That will, because why in the first place, let's say you didn't get enough engagement, why you want to repeat doing the same thing again? Try to get engagement from different type of content. Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, because that is like repurposing the content. So it's, that would be the word, repurposing the content. So you have like different style, but the message is similar. It's just not the same content that continue to go on. And any points to add on here, Syireen?
Thank you. Well, the gentleman's already ask me first lah, so that I get to answer first then.
No, there's not any points to add on.
So actually it boils down to the outcome you want to create. Again, the three things that I mentioned just now. If you were to you want to write a similar message, like for example, maybe you want to invite someone to come. Maybe there are different things that people can get out of this event that you're creating. So maybe the different updates or the different sharing will be addressing to the different outcomes that is gonna people can get from the program. For example, today, right, one poster went out, but Sidec organizers can talk about, if you come to the session, Ken is going to talk about this one same poster, same message. It's an invitation. Then the second update was, if you come, Tuan Shazreeq talking about this same poster, same message, but different outcome. Then that one, so you are actually creating a similar message. Come to the program, but you're giving them different perspective of what they're going to receive from the event. So that's one way of doing it, the outcome that you want to create for people. But I do agree with Shazreeq, sometimes if you do one thing, two things, three things, no outcome, then don't repeat lah. Do something else, find a different platform, find a different style. Maybe people are just not responding to that particular delivery. Maybe another way.
Yes, so have to continue to do A/B testing with different style as well. Yeah, so that will do. So maybe we pick one last question before we pass the session over to Sidec. Yeah, so the last question will be from Color that we pick as well. So the question, how do you use words and image well when it comes to hook the audience? I think this is a very good question also to end the session, for the Q&A. So let's go one round also on this one. So let's hear from different thoughts, and I will start ladies first.
Thank you.
Okay.
So I love this question because when I was a student, and it really sticks to me. There's a linguist. His name is called I.A. Richards, and he said the word is not the thing. And I love that particular saying, because we tend to think that if I understand this word like this, everybody else will also understand this word like this. And then we will put up a picture or an image that resonates to what you understand the word represents. And then that may not really be what you want. Yep. And it may because people are visual people. They see the visual first. And then if the visual tak ngam with the word, then there's a miscommunication. For example, if I were to send a picture of a cow, I'll talk to you like Ken, Shazreeq, and Chacha. What do you see when I give you a picture of a cow? What do you see? What comes to your mind?
Oh,
Cow.
Milk.
Milk.
drinking water. Yes.
Mr. Ken, what do you see?
Yeah, probably. You come into the mind that the physics of the cow is some of the horns, ears, right? The forelegs, things like that, right?
Yeah, just the three of you are three different things already.
Yeah.
Right. So the cow represents a lot of things. The picture, if you ask a kid, what is this picture? They say moo moo. You send to Indonesia, they say sapi. They send to US, they say cow. You send to Malaysia, lembu. So what word are you going to put beside this to the image to hook the audience that you are trying to target? That's just about it. To make
Actually,
sure that this word and this
yeah.
image is connecting, because the word doesn't mean anything. The meaning that's attached to the word is what you create it to be. So you're talking about this, right? You can say, you can put a nice cow and you can put the word nice bag. Also can, right? Then Prada. Then nothing to do Prada and cow, right? But we say cow, nice bag, then you get it. Yeah, because it's really relevant to the audience that you're talking to. So that would be my answer. I hope that works for you, Color.
Yeah, I think relevancy to the audience. Yeah, maybe. Thank you so much, Syireen, on that one. Yeah, so let's hear. I mean, any points to add on? Maybe Tuan Shazreeq over here. I'll pass it.
Yeah, I would like to stick with my best practices before doing any content. So before choosing any images or any words. So you need to understand what you want to portray first, and then to who you want to portray. Then you'll get a clear picture of, what type of images or words that you're going to use to them. So you're not doing mass targeting. Obviously, you are targeting to, to the people that you already know, that who are interested in your product, in your services or whatsoever. So for me, you need to plan ahead. You need to understand your audience, and you need to understand your USP as well. Then only you can create better. You can create content with better images and suitable words.
Yeah, so it goes back again to the audience. Yeah, thank you so much, Tuan Shazreeq over here. And Mr. Ken, lastly from you, any points to add on?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I truly agree, with what Tuan Syireen and also Tuan Shazreeq has mentioned. You see, the unique thing is that all of us are from different background. Yeah, I mean, different. Although we are from the digital marketing industry, right? But we are specifically, serving different niche of a solutions. Yeah, but you see, the thing common about three of us is that we always have the same perspective about how do we shift before we're able to capture the audience attentions, right? And be able to generate interest towards that product or the services or the branding that we want to deliver. We have to shift our mindset towards really understanding the audience first. So in order to answer Color, right, about this, what kind of words and images, you have to shift your mindset, to be in the shoe of your audience, right? Who are they, right? What does these people value? What is it in their psychology? What is in their mind, right? What are the things that matter the most to them? I mean, I just want to quote an example of my own life experience. Yeah, you see, in fact, it's a very powerful experience, I would say. I was one day, way before we moved into MCO, right? I was driving my kids, I have 3 kids, one of them is very young, only 2 years old. The other one is about 7, and the other one is 10. So what happened is that I was driving them along a street, and we have been very quiet. And all of a sudden, right, 3 of my kids that's sitting behind, with my middle kid, which is 7 years old, and shouting, "Daddy, Daddy, look, look." I said, "What? What is that? Why all of a sudden, they have been so quiet, and now they are so excited about it?" And I turned my head while I was handling the steering wheel, right, is that they're actually pointing towards what? The big M logo.
Oh.
right? Which is, you know, and it's pretty far. I would say easily about 500 meters away, you see, right? But in the eye of the children, you know, they can spot it so far. You know, although we are driving, you know, we should be always on the lookout, right? But we don't see these signs coming on, and yet they do it. They see it. They're able to spot it and be so excited about it. So my answer to that is that, you know, be searching or getting to use those images or colors or title, right? That's relevant to targeted audience, you see. Right? If you're targeting the younger demographic, definitely you have to use, you know, very colorful or very exciting colors, right? Not the dull colors for sure. In fact, I also want to quote another example, and I want to tag along with what Syireen has mentioned about cow just now. There's a very popular brand in the world, right, that actually leverage on this technique, yeah? So you see, I'm not sure whether have you heard about Milka, which is a very famous chocolate brand. So they also encounter an issue, you know, when they put actually their product on the shelf, right? And in fact, in Europe country, there's so many chocolate makers with different brands. But what they observe and notice, right, is that most of these brands are using brown color scheme, you know, to bring out the chocolate product, to bring out the chocolate bar. And this Milka is so smart. In order to grab attention and grab the eyeball attention, you know, they turn all their packaging product into purple color. And therefore, you come with the purple cow as well. I'm sure most of us can relate to that, yeah? So as a result, right, when you're pushing, you know, the shopping cart along, right, the first thing that will catch your eye when you walk along that chocolate bar aisle is Milka. And that's where they grab the attention first, you see? So that's a very powerful, you know, example, yeah? I hope that will actually explain to color in terms of how do you do that, all right?
Yeah, all right. So very good answers from three of our speakers, different perspective as well. So some of them also mentioned that it's like different perspective from different speakers. Yeah. So once again, like I would like to say thank you for three of our speakers of today. Thank you, Tuan Shazreeq. Thank you, Puan Syireen. Thank you, Mr. Ken, for sharing a lot of knowledge in terms of content today. Yeah. So content marketing. So we hope to have you back in the future sessions if there are any more to share more to the audience. Once again, thank you. Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Chacha.
No problem. Thank you. And right now, for those that are here, we will invite Tuan Salman to be on the screen to share with us on Sidec. Okay, so on Sidec and some upcoming program. Hello.
Okay, Chacha.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
yes. So you know, don't go yet because I can see like we still have viewers here. So normally we'll do this at the opening of the classes, but today I will do it at the end because this is our last class. Sadly, I am very sad because today is our last class. So, but before we end this session, you know, I'll need to share with you some important information about Sidec, because for your information, most of Sidec program almost everything is free, except we have one masterclass every year that is, you know, is a paid class. So let me just share a little bit about about Sidec. I think we have newcomers joining in. By the way, my name is Salman. I am from the e-commerce division at Sidec. So first of all, I want to thank our partners at DMC for running this program with us together. And then, you know, if you know that we invited almost 50 speakers to share on a various topic about e-commerce, starting from module 1, 2, and 3. So let me just share a little bit about Sidec, I think for those who are new, and also what is the upcoming free program and paid program that you can join. Okay, give me a second. All right. Okay, so Sidec. So this year, when previously our name is Sidec, Selangor Information Technology and Selangor Information Technology and E-commerce Council. Previously, we are Sidec, and then we are just focused on e-commerce. And then starting from this year, 2020, we are now under the state government of Selangor. So we are focusing on digital economy. So technically, e-commerce, startups, and all these are part of digital economy. And digital economy is very important now for all our entrepreneurs to adopt. So that's why our team now is cultivating high impact entrepreneurs. So what is the meaning of high impact entrepreneurs? So high impact entrepreneurs is actually in this era is actually entrepreneurs who are using technology, using e-commerce, adopt digitalization in their business. Yes, so this is what we consider as high impact entrepreneurs. Okay, if you look at our achievement since 2015 until 2020, we have contributed almost 340 million to the GMV. Yeah, so most of our programs, I mean, we track all the sales, all your GMV, how how is our entrepreneurs' performance in our program, just like EC class. So what we do is with C-Class is up until today, I can see that we have around 40 people joining the EC 101 until EC 305. So there are 40 people that are joining 15 of our classes. So mean they join every week. So congratulations to both of to those 40 people. And then also we have about 600 people that are joining all our EC class. You know, like. So more than one, meaning that 600 people are joining more than one classes, meaning that you know, this course is still relevant. And of course in Sidec we are also, you know, previously we run this course offline physically at our center in Salam, but because of pandemic we also have to adapt to the new technique of you know, running a program. So we did this last year and then continue with this year, and hopefully next year we can do it physically or hybrid. Maybe we can have both, so that whoever that want to come, you can still come, but you know, there's a SOP to follow. And then if you look at our ecosystem and target audience, so we are targeting on three target audience: e-commerce, startups, and SME. This is the main, you know, ecosystem in the digitalization and in digital economy. So e-commerce, startup, and SME. So how they work together is startups, normally they will provide a solution to e-commerce and also SME. Then in that sense, e-commerce company, you know, will improve their business sales, simplify their business process, and you know, assisting SME by sourcing products and so on. So you know, if you are under this three category, then you are in then you can join our program because you are our target audience. So when we craft or when we plan our program, so we are based on this. So our first focus is first the talent skilling, upskilling, and reskilling. So if you look at the talent skilling and upskilling and reskilling, this is all about knowledge. This is all about skill. Upskilling meaning that when you start your e-commerce business, you just start, you know, very basic, selling on Shopee. But then you realize that, oh, this is not enough. I need to learn about digital marketing. I need to learn about content. So this is where you upskill your you know, e-commerce or your digital skills. And then reskilling, normally for those who are impacted during the pandemic, you know, like all stewardess, so they are, you know, they lose their job, so they need to start to reskill, to learn new things, and you know, use learn about digital economy, because somehow you can actually, with digital, you can just contribute anything. You can create content, you can, you know, sell something through various platforms. And then from there, once you understand everything, and then you go to adoption and onboarding. So you start to adopt this technology, and then you start to onboard on those marketplace and platform. And then from there, we go to branding, scaling, and inspire other entrepreneurs with success stories. So this is how we plan. So if you look at EC class that you guys are joining today, we are in the phase one, which is talent skilling, upskilling, and reskilling. So let me go quickly. So this is our center. What do we have in our center is we have a co-working space. So but now it's pandemic, so we are closed now for visitors, and also we have a free photo studio for our merchants to take photo. And all of these are free. I mean, you can just come, but we will announce soon when it's open for public. And then under e-commerce program, okay, if you look at the picture, this is our previous program that we run. It's very happening. I love doing a physical event because, you know, we can interact with the audience, we can talk to people, we can ask them about their business. I mean, you can collaborate in the future. So this is good. And then if you look at our EC class, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, the reason why we are using Facebook Live as a platform to run this e-commerce class is because I want as much as possible, you know, participants to join. I mean, you know, sometimes you don't register, but you know, you just go through your Facebook and then you saw this class and then you watch it. So it's okay, you know, but of course I prefer for you to register so that we can share with you more information. But if, you know, somehow if you just go through Facebook and then you saw these people share about this class, then you should join, because this is a free class and then you will learn a lot. And then how we design is module 1 introduction, module 2 e-commerce, and also module 3 digital. So it's actually a journey. So when when you want to start your business, so you will start with understanding, okay, what is e-commerce? What is the the difference between website and marketplace? Which platform should I use first? Is social commerce suitable for my product? Or should I start with live commerce? Because previous year, I think in 2019-18, live commerce is not there yet. It's new, but it's not new in China, it's not new in Europe, but it's new in Asia. So, and then cross-border. So if I already have a store in Malaysia, then can I go cross-border? How? So that's why we invite all the speakers from the industry to share with you guys about the tips, the tricks, and what to do and what not to do, what to avoid. And then we go to e-commerce process. What is the process behind e-commerce? Payment, logistic, customer relationship, data, branding. So this is kind of one of the important. And then the last one is, how do you promote your business? How do you promote your product through digital marketing? There are a lot of digital marketing tools and platforms like social media, Google, and so on. So stay tuned. I mean, next year we will run the same class. Obviously, we will tweak a little bit our topic or module based on the current situation. Yeah. So that's why when we finish our class, I'm asking everyone about their feedback. What do you want to learn? What do you think you want to learn? What do you want to hear? I mean, who are the speakers that you want to listen to from? So yes, we will invite them. All right. And then coming up, we have e-commerce masterclass. So e-commerce masterclass will start in October. So what is the difference between masterclass and also e-commerce class? If you look at the e-commerce class, it's very basic. One speaker can talk only about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour max. So this e-commerce class is very basic for you to understand the fundamental of e-commerce. But e-commerce masterclass is a deep, more deep. So you will have a connection with your speakers, coach, and then you learn from them. You can ask questions, because when you have not run any e-commerce business yet, you will not have any question because you don't know what is the real situation. But once you start running a class on Shopee or when you start running your business on Shopee or website, so you will have a question to ask. And then who do you ask to? Yes, you can ask from your friend, but you need, of course, everyone needs a mentor. Yep. Okay. I'm going to pause. Let me drink first. So this course is very cheap. It's only 150 packs per person. So we have scheduled 8 topics. So four topics will be in BM, and another 4 topics will be in English. So basically it's the same topic, but it's in multiple dual language. So this is our coach. If you look at, we have Shopee. The first masterclass is Shopee. Kuasai formula terkini untuk menjadi super seller di Shopee. And then Facebook ads topic, and then masterclass 3, how to sell cross border on Amazon, and also live commerce. Okay. So we have topic. We have our coach Muhammad Zulhazri, Encik Nawazat, so Charles Gregory from DMC, and Azizi bin Aziz. So these people, they are expert in their industry, in their niche market. So if you want to accelerate your business, or to become a super seller, I think you should join this, because at least you will have a shortcut. So you don't need to learn everything from A to Z. So you can use a shortcut and start getting sales. Okay. All right. So online 100 and brand 100, brands 100 in our phase 2. So phase 2 meaning that just now I shared with you. Phase 1 is talent skilling, and phase 2 is adoption and onboarding. So if you look at online 100, why the name is 100 is because every year we have an allocation of 100 merchants to join this program. So what you get when you join this program, you get a free website, and then you get free web hosting, and then we will also help you to set up a marketplace web store. But in return, you have to provide us. I mean, we will monitor your growth and your performance for at least 1 year. So we will check with you. Do you have any problems running, your business, e-commerce business, and so on. So up until now, we have 75 merchants, so only 25 slots left. So if you're interested, you can go to our website, sidec.com.my, 100 program. Right? And then Jelajah Usahawan Wanita is one of a program that we go to a different city in Selangor, but due to COVID, it's postponed. So we don't have any Jelajah this year. And then Malaysia Top E-Commerce Merchant Awards. Okay, so this is our yearly e-commerce event, the biggest e-commerce event that organized by Sidec. And if you look at the picture here, we started in 2016, and then 17, 18, and 19, and 20. So how do we measure how do we select top e-commerce? You know what? Last year the winner was Russell Taylor. If you know the brand, they are quite famous on Shopee. So it is now open for pre-registration. If you are a seller, if you are e-commerce seller, you are selling on marketplace, you are selling on website, you are selling on Facebook, you are selling through WhatsApp. As long as you are using online platform and you can prove that you have sales, you have orders, you can join this. So now we are open for pre-registration until 4th October. So after you you can pre-register first, and then after that we will send you a link for you to register, because you see the criteria to join this is you need to have a sales from September 2020 until September 2021, within a period of 12 months. You need to have at least 25,000 sales in any of the month. So for example, during Raya, you have sales, your sales is 25,000 and above, yes, you can join. Okay, sorry, I cough a lot. Anyway, okay, then next we have we also bring our merchants, the successful merchant, the top merchant, to a trade visit. Last time we went to China, to Hangzhou, to visit Alibaba, and also to give exposure to them. And then we have also startup programs. Okay, so I'm not gonna go deep into this. We have few startup programs. If you are company that are running a startup, you are solving a solution using a digital technology, yes, you can join our startup program. Then we also bring our top startup to Silicon Valley in 2020 to bring them and then to get exposure for them, to get investors and so on. And then we also have SME program. Okay, additional program, hopefully we can still run a Selangor e-Bazaar Raya campaign. So if you look at our achievement, so just look at the numbers here. Selangor e-Bazaar Raya, so total here, GMV, total sales direct from vouchers. So when we launched this program, State Government of Selangor actually spent 7 million. So you look, Selangor e-Bazaar 2020, this is when the first COVID-19 started. So we allocate 1 million to Shopee. So 2 million after that to Shopee and Lazada. So in total 7 million across 2 years, 2020 and this year, until Raya this year. So if we spend 7 million and then we can get total sales direct from the vouchers around 144.7 million. So this is a good ROI when we invest 7 million and then we get people to buy from Selangor merchants on Shopee and Lazada. If you look at the new seller also is increasing. So starting from 6,000 and then now it become almost 20,000. So meaning that you need to adopt to digitalization if you're running a business. And then matching grant. So this matching grant is actually a matching grant, so that if the cost of the solution is 10,000, state government will subsidize 5,000, and then the other 5,000 you have to pay yourself. So maximum is 5,000. So if it's 6,000, then 3,000 from the state, and then 3,000 covered by you. You can still apply this because the second batch is now still open until 31st October 2021. So yeah. All right. The last one is we are having this Selangor Smart City and Digital Economy Convention. This will be happening in November. Hopefully we can do a hybrid session where we can, because we have a big hall in KLCC Convention Center. So I think we can fit about 300 packs. Initially it was supposed to be for 1,500 packs, but because of SOP, then we limit to 300 packs. And we're also running a hybrid session, so you can also watch it from Zoom. And then, this is, I think you can join this because the first day we'll talk about fintech, agri-tech, and travel. And then the second day we'll talk about digital marketing and SME digitalization trend. So, if you're in the e-commerce industry, the second day is relevant for you. And then the third day is pitch. As long if you want to learn how to, you know, pitching, how to do pitching, how to raise money, how to pitch in front of investor, you can also join the third day of the session. All right. Okay. So yep, that's all for me. Thank you very much, guys, for staying and listening to me. And also, of course, again, I wanted to, you know, thanks all of you for joining. If you have any feedback, you can also, you know, chat in our Facebook page. Please like our Facebook page so that, you know, any information that we are giving, because, you know, I'm repeating this again. We are 99% of our program are free except the EC Masterclass. So, you know, you should join. All right. I hope to see you guys when when our center is open. You know, we can do a physical event. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, Chacha, I'm passing over to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, basically, I think someone will be on the screen also. So we just want to say one more time, thank you to all the audience. It has been a great 3 months with all of you. And some of you actually asked, will there be a similar sessions in the upcoming future? Yeah, Salman. So like, yes, like similar one, maybe we will plan something for next year. So do stay tuned with Sidec. And some of you are asking about like, yeah, so a lot of them will ask about the recording. So I did mention to them also check out on Sidec website for Sidec TV. Then you can also grab like the slides that the speaker willing to share over there from as well. Yeah.
Yes, the recording is actually in our. That's the reason why we are using Facebook Live, because, you know, after we end this session, we can just, you know, generate and it'll become permanently on our Facebook. So you can just go to our Facebook, click the tab photos and videos, and then there'll be all the series in our Facebook.
That's why. So you can still check out like for more, like revisit, yeah. So revisit all the videos as well. And if not, then check out like we'll see that website for more information. So there you go. And from us, DMC would like to say thank you to Sidec as well. And then it has been a pleasure for us and for me, definitely like last hosting session. I hope the audience enjoy as well. And some of them will ask questions. I think someone, yeah. How about other states? So other than
okay, you see, like I mean, of course, Sidec, we are the agency under the state government of Selangor. So we focus on Selangor entrepreneurs. But what about other state? You can also go to MDEC, because MDEC, they are running a lot of e-commerce program as well. They have Go e-commerce and so on, Belanjawan. I mean, you can take advantage of that as well. Is the masterclass in English same speakers?
No, different speakers.
There'll be different speakers, except I think we have Charles, maybe.
Charles is in the BM session. So we have I think we have Zevin, then we have also Pokwon, we have also different speakers. It will be for like
because you see, when you join our masterclass, you will receive a certificate, and also, I mean, we will try to assist you as much as possible as we can, you know, to make sure that you understand and running a success e-commerce business. Yep.
All right. So once again, thank you from us, Salman and me personally, Chacha, and then to all the audience here. And hopefully we will see you for all the upcoming sessions and in masterclass as well. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.